What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader coming back to you with another market update, and we're going to focus on yet another line within the Star Wars collecting world, and that is the Legacy Collection. I've received a number of requests to talk about maybe some of the cooler items within the Legacy Collection, and I am but your humble servant, so I put together some box sets, vehicles, all kinds of different kind of store exclusives that I thought were interesting and worth talking about. Before I begin, I want to say thank you to my Patreon supporters. You guys allow me to make more and better videos. And one of my Patreon supporters, Spiros Skinsos, he's one of my recent Patreon supporters. He sent over a Power of the Force 2 freeze frame action slide for the Hoth Rebel soldier with the survival backpack and blaster rifle. And here he is right here. I put him inside of a case shell from another Patreon supporter, Tom Hogan. And those case shells are always for sale. I include in every single video on my channel, in the description for the video, I include Tom's contact information. I am a happy customer, and I am going to include a case shell with this as a giveaway. So this is a giveaway from Spiros. It was very kind of him to donate this to the channel. And we just did a Power of the Force 2 market update, and I was planning on kind of following that up because you guys seem to like that video a lot, but I just didn't find enough data. I didn't find enough data that I thought was worth talking about. So I'm doing the old fallback routine. Another one of my Patreon supporters, Keith Guppy, he said he wanted to talk about the Legacy Collection. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about the Legacy Collection, and as part of that, this is the subscriber giveaway for this video. All you have to do is like the video, give it a thumbs up, and comment below. You can comment whatever you want to comment, and it's free shipping. I will pay the shipping, and I will ship it in this awesome case shell protective case. But thank you again to Spiros for the Power of the Force 2 Hoth Rebel Soldier, and thank you to Tom for the case shells. So that will go out to the winner. I'll announce the winner probably next week. But like I said, it's the usual routine. Just like the video and comment below, and also, I did forget this, make sure you are a subscriber. I've had cases where people have won my subscriber giveaways, and then when I go to look them up to make sure they're a subscriber, they're not a subscriber. So all you got to do is be a subscriber. I'm not even saying you got to like my channel, all right, but at least be a subscriber so you can qualify for the giveaway. So we'll let it run about a week, and again, thank you to all parties involved. Let's go ahead and dig right in. We got the Legacy Collection Jabba's Rancor with Luke Skywalker, and this is an interesting one to talk about given all of the craziness that happened with the Haslab Black Series Rancor and how it failed. And I think the other interesting aspect is the small role that a Rancor is playing within the Book of Boba Fett. And it makes you wonder if they had repurposed that Black Series Rancor and waited for the actual, funding, crowdfunding time period to start until after the new year, after people's bank accounts have kind of gotten back to normal. We've seen recently with the TVC market update from yesterday that prices are kind of on the uptick already. So could they have done that Black Series Rancor with like a saddle and an updated Rancor keeper? Maybe throw in a certain Boba Fett, one of the Black Series Boba Fetts that they've already re-released. Could that have been successful? I don't know. To me, it would have been, the scale of that Rancor would have been a lot better, right? Because in the show, the Rancor is like a baby Rancor. It's like a calf. And they could have scaled it a little bit better. And I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here. But, it was a pretty unsuccessful campaign, obviously. It was kind of an embarrassment for Hasbro. But you think that they would have figured out some way to incorporate the Book of Boba Fett with that crowdfunding campaign, and it probably would have been a little bit more successful. Who knows? But nevertheless, back to the market update. We've got the 3 3/4 inch scale. This was a Target exclusive. This one sold for $202.50. There's another one that sold for $245. The shipping was another $58 on that one, so roughly $300. The shipping on this one was only $15. So that gives you a rough price range. Let's call it $220 to about $300 for the for this Legacy Collection Rancor with Luke, and it includes a bone in his hand there, as you can see. This is a really, probably the definitive, there is a Black Series, I suppose, but, this, in terms of the paint scheme, I really like the paint scheme on this one. hard to see in these photos, but maybe this one's got a little better photo. That paint scheme is pretty incredible. And quite honestly, if you look at the Haslab paint scheme for the Black Series, one that was trying to be funded, I feel like the paint scheme on that one was worse than what we saw in this one. So I don't know. It was just kind of a mess all the way around, obviously. But anyway, if you are wanting to fall back on a 3 3/4 inch scale Rancor for your display purposes, then this Legacy Collection one's a pretty good example. But for a mint and sealed box anyway, you can get it for about $225 to $300 is kind of the going rate. Another expensive item within the Legacy Collection line is the Millennium Falcon. And this one is huge. I bought this for a child's birthday one time, and I had no idea how big it was. And the parents were not pleased with me, to say the least. It's like 4 feet long or 3.5 feet long or something crazy. Here it is right there. It's 75 centimeters long. So way too big. But anyway, it typically sells. This one sold for $600 plus another $100 shipping. This one included the original mailer box for it. That one sold for $625, best offer accepted, plus $56. So roughly, let's call it $650 to $700 is kind of the going rate. I've seen it for less. If you want it out of the box, obviously you can cut that number in half or less. But if you're looking for a mint and sealed box that's still in pretty good condition, I'd say $550 to $600 on the low end for that Legacy Collection Falcon. Another cool one is this one. This is the AT-AT. Pretty cool item. It's got the Hoth kind of battle scene as part of the box art, and includes that snow speeder bike that pops out the back, along with the AT-AT driver, over 2 feet tall. So this is a monster. This one was mint and sealed box, and this one sold for $460 plus another $44 shipping, so about $500 all in. But the interesting thing is, for a lot of these Legacy Collection items, especially the vehicles, the packaging on them is so awesome. I mean, I really like the packaging on a lot of these. This one was a Target exclusive Wedge Antilles X-Wing fighter. I mean, look how beautiful that looks in the box with the big window. The big oversized window just really presents nicely. That one sold for $220, best offer accepted, plus $10 shipping. Just gives you a rough idea of what that goes for. But, they just look so good inside the box like this. And the fact that, it's got the oversized window so you can actually see the toy. There's something to be said about that, in my opinion. It just presents nicely. Along those same lines is the Dagger Squadron B-Wing fighter. This was a Toys R Us exclusive. That one looks really awesome in the package. Cockpit turns 360 degrees. This is probably just a reconfigured. They probably used the exact same mold as the vintage Kenner B-Wing and just repainted it and things like that. But I would wager that's probably the exact same toy. It looks exactly the same as the vintage Kenner run from the Return of the Jedi line. That one was $200. Best offer accepted, plus another $20 shipping. This is the Legacy Collection TIE Interceptor. And you can see that it's got the pointy wings there for that TIE Interceptor, plus the pilot. That's a monster of a box as well. That one sold for 155 Great British pounds, or approximately $210 US, plus another $65 shipping, or 48 pounds, depending on where you are. But that is a monster of a box for a pretty awesome item. That shows it packed up, ready to be shipped to the next owner. That is a space hog. You don't see many of these kind of items at retail anymore, just because they just take up so much space on the shelf that it's just hard to make it work for retailers displaying those. But another cool one is the A-Wing. I would wager that this is probably the same mold as the Droids A-Wing. It looks pretty similar. It may not be. I don't know. It might be a more rudimentary example. I've got a green one, a green A-Wing, but this is the Green Leader A-Wing. And that one sold for $285 plus another $30 shipping, so $300 for that one. But I mean, if you think about it, given how expensive the 1980s Droids A-Wing is, I mean, mint and sealed box for that, I mean, that's many thousands of dollars now. So this is a nice fallback option, and it does look really nice. So $300 roughly took that one home. This is another one that caught me by surprise as to how expensive this one is. This is the Battle at the Sarlacc Pit Target exclusive. And you would be, I mean, I was shocked at how expensive this set is. But just given all the Book of Boba Fett hype, a lot of these have been selling lately. It shows him in the Sarlacc Pit. We just finished up episode 4, which I won't spoil, but You know, clearly the Sarlacc played a role there as well. And you know, just this Sarlacc piece, this piece loose, you know, like out of the box by itself. I saw several sold listings for this one for like $200 just for that one piece. And clearly that's for diorama makers, I would assume. You know, people wanting to take this and modify it, or take it just as is and use it in different dioramas. I've seen some beautiful dioramas using that Sarlacc pit kind of design. So so just that piece alone can go for $200. But inside the box, this one sold for $430 with free shipping. Another one, so this one sold for $330 plus another $40 shipping. So roughly about $400 is what it's going to cost you to get a pretty nice example mint and sealed box of that Target exclusive Battle at the Sarlacc Pit. That's just a very expensive item and pretty high demand with collectors. The battle packs, we've talked about these in past videos. I mean, maybe November-ish. I talked about a lot of these really cool multi-packs, battle packs, but you got the Geonosis Assault. It looks like there's just like two of them packed together. They probably came packed in a case like this, but this was for both of them. A lot of two of them, both of them mint and sealed box, and those sold for $385 plus $20 shipping. So about $400 for both of those, and they're exactly the same. But that one's popular because it plugs in. You know, that little ball plugs into the Republic gunship. So the Republic gunship by itself, I mean, that's crazy expensive, especially the vintage collection version. But you know, $500 or so minimum for that one. But given that these work with that gunship, these are pretty popular battle packs. Another one that is also very expensive is the Scramble on Yavin, and my guess is that they would probably take that Scramble at Yavin battle pack and set up something like with Wedge Antilles X-Wing fighter and the B-Wing fighter. And then if you got the Scramble at Yavin with kind of that little mini rig that kind of goes back and forth with the power cells and things like that, it makes a pretty awesome display. And to my knowledge, I think that's the only version of that little kind of scooter thing that you can buy. I don't know if there's any other examples of that kind of across all the other different lines from Hasbro. So it's a pretty expensive set, and you know, it includes a droid obviously. But mint and sealed box, there's two of them still left from this seller, but two of them have sold at $375 on free shipping. So that's a pretty expensive one. But my guess is that it's, number one, it's a pretty rare one with that little kind of key accessory for dioramas. But also, if you're a completionist with a lot of these battle packs, you know, they haven't re-released that in any other lines to my knowledge. These are another couple of really awesome figure packs, these Legacy Collection multi-packs. There's two different versions for the Force Unleashed video game, and I would be shocked. I mean, I know these figure molds are kind of maybe a little not quite detailed enough for the vintage collection, but part of me says that they're so awesome looking that as is, they could probably re-release some of these and make them as part of the gaming greats, but maybe I'm wrong there. But you know, you've got the Shadow Stormtrooper, which they obviously have already re-released and retooled using an updated mold. But you know, that's what you can see there on the very far right on both of these different battle packs. You got the Imperial Jump Trooper. That's one I'd love to see on the TVC line, gaming greats. Obviously, Galen Marek, who's Starkiller. That would be another cool one. You know, he's got two different figure molds there, or, you know, kind of outfits there. I think that would be a really cool deluxe pack or something like that for the vintage collection. But Juno Eclipse is another cool character that I think would make a great gaming great. The Felucian Warrior, how crazy is that one? I mean, this character right here is just so crazy looking, but probably a little too wild for TVC packaging. But I do think that the Galen Mareks, you know, are pretty cool, and they could probably mix and match, you know, Mandalorian body parts with the TVC version of Starkiller to come up with like a really cool updated Galen Marek for the gaming greats. But you know, who knows if that happens or not. I just think I'm just talking out loud as I kind of look at some of these really cool figures. But the Jump Trooper, the Evo Trooper, I mean, I think that would be great gaming greats additions for the TVC line. But anyway, both of these were sold as a combination, and those sold for $360. So very expensive and very popular. Here's another really cool one. This is a Star Wars Battlefront 2 clone pack Toys R Us exclusive, but how awesome are these? That Colonial, or that Marine, that purple Marine, would be one that I'd love to see on a Gaming Greats TVC card. Again, a lot of these figure molds are so kind of rudimentary that they would probably need to do a lot of retooling, but I would think that they could probably retool or mix and match some of the parts from some of the updated troopers to come up with something for a lot of these really cool clone troopers to make more Gaming Greats figures. But I'm not going to complain. I mean, we got those ARC troopers coming kind of next spring that are really nice. But these multi-packs are really... Galactic Marine is his name, not Ultimate Marine. But that purple Galactic Marine is one I'd love to see on the TVC, Battlefront 2 TVC Gaming Greats card. Anyway, that one sold for $220 once you factor in shipping. This was an interesting one. This one was a Star Wars Legacy Collection Geonosis Arena Showdown 2-pack. And there were 6 different ones. I mean, goodness gracious. Can you imagine them doing this today, having 6 different 2-packs? This is from a totally different era where, you know, retail was king, and you just don't see these kind of 6 different packs for one battle scene from a movie anymore. But you can see all the different combinations there with Jango Fett and Kit Fisto, and you got the leader of the Geonosians. I can't remember his name now. Yoda. Mace Windu. I mean, just lots of really cool combinations. But that all 6 of those sold as a set to somebody for $300 plus another $55 shipping. So pretty interesting data point there. And again, you know, it's just the amount of retail kind of combinations that they came up with. These were Droid Factory Legacy Collection 2-packs. Really cool 2-packs that were available at Walmart. And that all 5 of those sold together for $300 on free shipping. So clearly there's demand from collectors for a lot of these Legacy Collection packs that I think that there's potential for Hasbro to kind of reconfigure some of these or retool some of these and make them as part of the TVC line. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just that the molds are too outdated. This was the Defensive Hoth Target exclusive play set. This is really nice. It included 3 different figures there. I mean, just from a totally different era that it's really cool to go back and look at a lot of these. So I thank Keith Guppy, my Patreon supporter, for making me do this, because it's just fun to look at how cool this packaging is. And I can just imagine walking into a Target and seeing all these different battle packs available. But that one sold for $208. The other one that's really... I saw a bunch of these that have sold in January. And again, it's probably due to the Book of Boba Fett. But this one was a used Walmart exclusive Jabba's Throne, but this is a really cool one, and you can see that there, how it looks. That include Ula and some updated pillows and things like that. That one sold for $223 or $280 Canadian plus shipping. So I mean, even out of the box but complete like that, it's a pretty expensive and desirable play set for diorama makers. Finally, this is one we talked about a long time ago, but in terms of carded figures, I'm not going to go through the carded figures again because I already did a video on that. You're welcome to go back on the channel and look it up. And in fact, if I remember, I'll put a link in the description to this video for the Legacy Collection carded figure market update. And it's a few months old now, but 2 of those were Jason and Jaina Solo. These are 2 of the more popular characters, but for a full rundown, go back and look at that video. I'll put a link again in the description. But these 2 sold December 8th for $320 plus another $20 shipping. And that seems to be about the going rate for Jason and Jaina Solo, you know, about $150 to $200 a piece. So to get both of them together for about $330 or so is a pretty good deal. Anyway, I just thought it'd be kind of a fun look at some of the different Legacy Collection box sets and vehicles and store exclusives and things like that. And again, as a reminder, to be entered to win this Power of the Force 2 Hoth Rebel soldier that was kindly donated to the channel from Spiros, along with a case shell from Tom Hogan. Make sure to like the video and comment below and be a subscriber, and I'll draw the winner in the next week or so. Thanks again for watching, and I'll be back soon.